What if the problem isn't that you don't earn enough, but that you're inside a cage you can't see? You work harder, you get promoted, you earn more. Yet, financial freedom never seems to arrive. This isn't a personal failure, it's the result of a system. Not a conspiracy, but a structure designed for predictability. This is the invisible cage, and this video explains why most people will never escape it unless they first understand how it works. We often confuse wealth with income. We see a high salary and think that person is wealthy, but income is movement. It's cash flow. True wealth is a position. It's what you have left when the income stops. Ask yourself this question: if you stopped working today, if your primary source of income vanished, would your life collapse? For most people, the answer is a terrifying yes. That isn't poverty, it's dependency. True wealth, throughout history, has always meant one thing: control over your own time. And that is the very thing the modern system is designed to limit. So, how did this cage become invisible? In the past, cages were obvious. They were made of chains, walls, and force. You knew you were trapped. Modern cages are far more sophisticated. They reconstructed from things we willingly sign up for: monthly payments for cars we need to get to work, subscriptions for services that fill our time, and complex debt schedules that stretch decades into our future. It's all built on a foundation of social expectations. Nothing is forced upon you, everything feels like a choice. And that is precisely why it is so effective. When control is disguised as choice, people don't just accept the cage. They actively defend it. Debt is the skeleton of this invisible cage. Now, debt itself isn't inherently evil. It can be a tool for growth, but it is always binding. The moment you promise your future income to someone else, your freedom of movement is reduced. Think about it: mortgages, student loans, credit card balances. These instruments don't trap your body, they trap your time. Years, even decades of your future life are collateralized. You have to keep working, not just to live today, but to pay for the decisions of your past. A society built on widespread debt becomes a society that must keep running on an endless treadmill just to stand still. And while you're running, there's another force at play: inflation. It's the invisible erosion of your efforts. You do everything you're told. You work hard, you save money, you put it in a bank account. Yet, year after year, you find that your savings buy you less and less. Inflation isn't a direct theft, it's more like a silent, relentless tide wearing away the value of your labor. It quietly rewards those who own assets and are closest to the creation of new money, while it punishes those who simply work and save. The cage doesn't need to lock you in, it just makes standing still impossible. You have to keep climbing faster and faster just to maintain your position. Taxation is, of course, necessary for a functioning society. But the structure of our tax systems also subtly defines the boundaries of acceptable risk. When your primary income from labor is taxed at a high rate while other forms of income are treated more favorably, it shapes behavior. When just surviving requires constant compliance and a predictable paycheck, the appetite for risk disappears. People stop asking themselves, what do I truly want to build or create? Instead, they ask, what can I afford to risk without losing everything? The cage doesn't remove opportunity. It just makes the potential cost of failure so high that most people never dare to try. We are constantly told that the path to freedom is through hard work. Be more productive, become more valuable to your employer. But productivity alone has never been the key to liberation. Productivity creates usefulness. And useful people are rewarded within the system, but they remain dependent on it. History shows this pattern clearly. Those who owned the systems, the land, the factories, the platforms were the ones who escaped the cage. Those who simply served the systems, no matter how diligently, were the ones who maintained it. The reward for being a valuable part of the machine is continued maintenance, not ownership of the machine itself. Perhaps the most powerful component of the cage is psychological. The strongest cages don't need bars or guards. They use fear, the fear of falling behind your peers. The fear of financial instability, the fear of being seen as irresponsible if you step off the conventional path. So, what do people do? They self-regulate. They delay their dreams, postpone taking calculated risks, and normalize a state of constant exhaustion. This isn't because people are weak, it's because the cage is so subtle and the cultural pressure to stay inside is so immense. The system perpetuates itself by making the alternative seem terrifying. So, is there an exit? This is the point where most videos would sell you a simple solution, a get-rich-quick scheme, or a guaranteed escape plan. But that would be a lie. There is no universal, one-size-fits-all exit. But there is something more powerful: awareness. The moment you truly understand how debt binds your future time, how inflation devalues your labor, and how systems are designed to reward ownership over effort, you stop chasing illusions. You stop playing a game you were designed to lose. Freedom doesn't begin with earning more money. It begins with gaining leverage, and the very first form of leverage is knowledge. You are not failing, you are operating inside a structure. The invisible cage wasn't designed with malice to crush you personally. It was designed to create a stable, predictable society. But that stability comes at the cost of individual sovereignty. True wealth isn't about escaping the system entirely for most, that's unrealistic. It's about achieving a level of awareness that allows you to operate within it intelligently. Because the cage is always strongest when you don't even know you're in it. If you want to understand the hidden forces of history, systems, and power, explained without illusions, make sure you follow this channel. Thank you for watching.